And so I was walking around looking like a dude, but I really was a woman. I was a transgender man.
Best transformation. Go.
Hey, you're wrong for that. Do you smell that?
Smell what?
So, y'all, you don't smell that?
No, I don't smell anything.
Hey, do you guys smell that? Viewers, y'all, take a deep breath. Is it a little musky in here? A little Elon Musky in here? Hey,
Musky.
Guess who just got musky? For those, listen, ain't nobody know, really. Ain't nobody know because it just happened today. Got some wonderful news. I am a part of I am linked up, boys and ladies. I am linked up. The Starlink has blessed me tremendously. I got the email today. We're gonna get it all mapped out. Whoo! It's getting musky.
Getting musky.
Anyways,
He must be really making some money on X to pump some more Starlink stuff.
Hey,
out.
I'm glad. He's about to be making a lot of money off me.
hear that.
But it's all right. Hey, who needs deodorant when you're getting musky? You know what I'm saying? Who needs to have money to pay for that when
That's
you're getting
right.
musky?
Well, hey, look, it's worth it. You know, I told you it's worth it. It's
That's
for
right.
Sure worth it.
I'm excited. Well, I ain't got nothing else outside of some hot spot phone signal that's non-existent at my house. So, you know, a cow moves and the pasture right next to me the wrong way, and I drop internet for 15 minutes. I'm like, somebody go out there and get. Hey, listen, different reason to be tipping cows. All right. I'm telling you, I'll be cow tipping for internet. All right, hey, I need them eggs.
Cow tipping for internet. So, so that would mean that in the spring, when the trees start turning green again, that kills your signal, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, anything kills my signal, man. You know, negative vibes. My signal's like, not liking that.
Neighbor gets in the pool.
Yeah. We ain't talking about all that. We ain't talking about all that. Hey, listen, the other day, sorry, Joker starts, and I don't mind him doing it, but 8 o'clock, hops in his tractor, starts bush hogging. I'm like, sir, I got babies that go to bed. That's right up on that wall.
Well, look, it's been hot. Maybe he don't want to sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably still sweating at 8 o'clock
Well,
at night. But.
He probably just sweats existing, but hey, who's there with me? Give me a high five. Pow! I got you. Hey, air fives all around. Anyways, welcome back to the next episode of Dragon Wells Gaming. We're on episode 18.
18.
Ooh, thank you guys for staying and sticking with us.
We got 2 more till a big number.
That's right.
The big 20.
But my name is Sprites. Y'all know me, and you know my good pal, my good friend, Maverick. How's it going, Maverick?
Man, it's going great.
Good.
We had a good week. It was a short week, Labor Day
right.
weekend. But it's nice to be off. Nice to have a short week. Guys, as always, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DragonsW Gaming. Facebook, Dragonswell Gaming. Instagram, Dragonswell Gaming. Facebook and Instagram, we've been kind of quiet on. We've been pushing out the light gliders. Y'all check out that app. It's a good game for kids. Let your kids play it. It's family fun, Christian based learning.
So hard to find and not to be mean, but it's just so hard to find like a good Christian game, like one that's, unless you call a spade, that's not boring.
Yeah,
that's not boring, right? I love the Lord, but I understand that there are, I understand that we sometimes make things just more boring than it ought to be.
Well, I mean, I guess we could make a video game that kind of follows the Bible. I mean, it would be right up there with GTA and Red Dead Redemption.
Just oh hey, no, that they already have that free world or free
that open world game.
Yeah, the open world game where you're playing in the time of Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
I was talking about maybe like some, you know, and play some play around like in the Sodom and Gomorrah right before it gets destroyed.
My goodness, you'll see me entering the gates and then turning right back around, saying "see you later."
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't pitching my tent over there.
So hey, you know, speaking of that, I watched something the other day, and it's completely off topic. We ain't even got to gaming news yet. We before we got on this, we were talking about some anime, and that got me to thinking. There is a I don't know if y'all are familiar, the Angel Network, where you can watch The Chosen and various other things. There's some kid shows on there. My kids watched the Wingfeather Saga, which is a book series written by the author's name escapes me, but really good show. There are a couple episodes that might be a little scary for, you know, little ones. But they have partnered with somebody else right now, and they've got an anime coming out called Gabriel and the Guardians.
Whoa.
And Gabriel and the Guardians.
Huh.
The angel Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
it looks, and from what I saw, so they like each week they post kind of updates. They're trying to do funding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So go to the Angel Network and support that.
That is pretty neat.
It has like almost storytelling. They said that it is, as far as storytelling and animation and things like that, it's comparable to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Some of the stuff I've seen, Gabriel looks. Some of the fight scenes that they have shown off look very, very Dragon Ball Z-ish.
Wow.
It takes a lot of stuff from like Dragon Ball Z, and
that's cool.
And yeah, there's a. So
Gabriel throwing hands, huh? About to hit him with a spirit bomb.
Yeah.
Hey, a different meaning for that spirit bomb too.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be throwing it in the spirit.
But I would, guys, if you can afford it, go check it out, and you know, if that's something that maybe is put on your heart to.
What's Gabriel's special move gonna be?
I don't know, man.
But divine asunder. He just pulls out a giant flaming sword.
Let's see if I can find this.
Hey, that's cool. I'm still a little confused on Gabriel of all things, because anytime you've ever seen Gabriel mentioned, which is not very much in the Bible, it all has to deal with like him dropping messages. You know what I mean?
You know, he kind of looks like a Kai, doesn't he?
He does look like a cow. Why is he golden?
I don't know. But look at that halo, man! I want a halo like that.
Oh, yeah, give me that halo.
Yeah, it's so this is from the website.
That's
inspired
cool.
by the ancient wonders in the Book of Genesis. Gabriel and the Guardians is an epic anime fantasy that tells the journey of Gabriel, a celestial being from an unseen realm who collides with mortals and dark giants in a battle for destiny and light.
Man.
See, I think it would have Gabriel and Guardians. Here it is. Will blend the wonder of world building of Avatar: The Last Airbender with the fun and adventure of Dragon Ball, and themes and values of Chronicles of Narnia.
Man,
so they're a
bit of an amalgamation of things.
Yeah, huh? I mean they're like really talking this up. And the guy that so they have some animators that have worked on. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
It looks cool.
Projects that members of the team have done. So they have stuff listed. So there's Disney's Mulan. So some of the animators and stuff were from Disney's Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan.
The Lion King, Tarzan, Gizmo Go, Superbook, the Wingfeather Saga, which was amazing. Yeah. They actually have some voice actors from Trigun.
Wow, really?
Bleach.
What?
And Dragon Ball.
Who did they get from?
I don't know. I don't know. And then
they got Chris Savage.
Maybe. And so,
They
well,
got Sean Schimmel in there.
I don't know. I looked at one of them's Facebook page. I don't think they'd be supporting something like this.
Probably not.
I
I don't know either one of them personally. But
the Clone Wars. Yeah, so the Clone Wars.
What's the voice of Ichigo's?
They didn't, and see, that was the
dub
thing.
actor.
They didn't.
So good. His name's Johnny Bach, something like that.
Maybe, yeah. They didn't.
Man,
I know that they
so
didn't. They haven't said who that person is yet. They just announced that. But yeah, they said that one of the voice actors, or maybe two of the voice actors, were actually in Dragon Ball, Bleach, and Trigun. So I was gonna go back and see which
Dragon Ball, Bleach,
and Trigun. Now I don't know if that means that there's one of each, or if there's one that's been in all three of them.
Wait, so Vash is
he was on a lot of stuff. Yeah,
the guy who voices Vash, I think, is Johnny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think is John. Let me look at that right quick, because if that's the case, it's probably Johnny, which is amazing because he's like literally one of the best dub voice actors.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't get better than Vash the Stampede. I mean, speaking of Vash the Stampede, have you watched the new Trigun series?
I've seen clips from it, and it looks so good.
It's really good. I started it. So I mean, that was one of the first, but beyond like Dragon Ball.
It's Johnny. Yeah, it's Johnny.
Is it?
Yeah, Vash is Johnny, and Vash. Yeah, Vash is Johnny, and so is Ichigo from Bleach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I don't know if hold up, let me.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, so
dude, if they got him, that's crazy.
So like Noah's in the show. I know that they did finally announce that Noah was in it. So it's after the garden,
yeah,
but prior to the flood.
Yeah. So it's Genesis 5, or about Genesis 6 is when you first see Noah mentioned in Scripture. So
I don't know, man. All I know is it really was a really cool the storyboard that they had for it was really neat. I hope it does well. I hope it gets funded. But so if y'all find it on your heart to go fund that, I mean, if you want to see some Christian anime, that'd be awesome.
So
I mean, something that my kids could actually watch.
Voiced. So I don't know about Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z, Johnny voiced. He voiced he voiced Broly.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is. Now it does specifically say Dragon Ball, so I don't know.
I'm wondering.
I'll have to look.
But I mean I'm telling you, if they get like, he is one of the best. He's like.
And noticeable too.
I mean he's the voice actor to one of my favorite anime of all time, in Code Geass.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the Lelouch Lamperouge, which is the main character.
Oh, okay.
And so he voices him. He did
a lot of voice acting back when.
Oh yeah, he did
Trigun and stuff.
I mean, he's Vash. He's Ichigo. Like, I mean, he's one of the biggest voice actors.
I love Vash the Stampede. That's
like
awesome.
His voice is so good.
Vash was. I mean, Trigun was such a good anime too, because it really did blend like. It was so funny in the beginning, and then it's like one episode happens and they get so serious.
Yeah.
And it's serious almost the rest of the way through, with a little bit of like humor and stuff dropped in.
You get what is that old saying? I mean, I think it's so cool because it is like literally the embodiment of that old saying, fear. What is it? Fear the wrath of a gentle man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or something like that. And that's what's so cool about Vash. He's just, he's just this really carefree, like, life-loving guy.
Yeah.
That, like, just, there are particular things that he just goes off. And he's like, and then you realize you're like, was all of this because the vast majority of the time he just seems like he's doing everything on accident.
Yeah, right.
But you realize you just realize he's that cold.
Oh yeah.
Like he's that guy.
Yeah.
Everything that he's doing, he's making it seem like it's just goofy, but he's legit just that good.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man.
But when he goes, it's kind of like when Krillin first blew up, and then Goku just.
Oh yeah.
Those moments
Goku,
are
that
iconic.
Carefree, like.
Oh yeah, but then you see him like really go, and you're like, this is.
That was the best. I think that because that had I mean that
we're just scrapping the whole episode. Best transformations go.
Who plays video games anymore when you can watch anime, right?
When you can dabble in some anime for a little bit, but.
Well, I mean, so rolling into that.
Yeah. Let's talk a little.
Yeah, let's talk about a little video game. So Nintendo Live in Seattle happened. Yeah. Welcome to the Dragon's Well Anime Podcast. But no, Nintendo Live in Seattle happened. I didn't watch the Smash Brothers tournament that they had. I was going to try to watch the Mario Kart one. I did tell our esports kids about it because I thought, what better way to see how Mario Kart
supposed to be played?
Right. And but the competitive scene of it. And now I did check out the Splatoon one, which was awesome. And so now I'm back to playing Splatoon again. I feel like I rage a lot when I play Splatoon, so I have to play it in like...
Which is so comical when you look at like the gameplay of Splatoon, and it's like, drawn the way that it is.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I'm just going to rage.
Yeah.
Rage at this overly cartoon-esque game.
Well, and this might be something I don't know if we want to... But I learned there was a term last night. So I was learning... I was watching some YouTube videos trying to figure out how to get better at the game. And the last comment the guy made was, he went into all these steps, and he's like, now the most important and final thing that you have to learn is squid bagging.
Squid bagging? Oh no! What is? I don't want to know. I don't know if I want to know. Not squid bagging.
It's just dipping into the ink and coming back out, dipping in the,
It's like a legitimate tactic.
No,
so it's not like a.
No,
it's okay. It's a disrespect.
It is a. It's total.
It's
disrespect.
the whole. It's rapid. Click the B button.
This is Nintendo's disrespect at its fullest.
Oh no, not squid bagging, dude. What they do at your local grocery store, squid bagging. Hey, you talking about funny terminology, dude? Today there was a kid. We're out there on the playground,
Yeah.
There's a kid. One of them looked at another and was like, or one of them ran over to us, and they're like, such and such said a bad word to me, and I was like, what did he? I was like, he did. He goes, yeah. Said he called me a camper. all the teachers were like, what? They looked at him. Was like, what is that? They're like, a camper. They're like, what is that? They're like, campers are nice, Yeah. They're thinking like a legitimate, like a fifth wheel. They're thinking a legitimate camper. I was like, no, I got this. I was like, you want to know what it is? I was like, and a camper's really not even like a bad term per se. Like sometimes I know what he's meaning, but and so later on they get into the line. He's like, he called me a camper again. And the kid's teacher looks at him and goes, good, you need to be a camper. You need to camp yourself right there in that line.
So you were educating teachers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sometimes that game, I was like, don't worry, I got this. I stopped them. I was like, I looked at they're like, what does it mean to camp? I'm like, what does he mean camper? And I'm not understanding. I was like, I got this. I was like, this gaming terminology is right here.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, I'm speaking. You're speaking two different languages here.
Yeah. They ain't following along.
Yeah. And they're like, I tried to explain it to them, but they're like, so.
Well,
I was just like, oh man, camper. What a bad word.
Camper. That's a bad word. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be.
Well, I mean, I was teaching cybersecurity to kids this week, and then.
Yeah.
I learned that the majority of our kids play Roblox.
Yep.
And so we were having a discussion about how bad Roblox was.
Old pedal blocks. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
y'all keep your kids off of Roblox, please.
Yeah,
you can.
please don't let them play Roblox.
We got millions of users, and I guarantee you there's a great deal of them that are not kids.
Yeah. So the video that they showed, when it was like the person was gray, and they had evil eyes because it was like a cartoon. Because I mean, it's for little kids, you know. And so it was this evil-eyed guy that was gray.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know any kind of like gray people, except for my hair. You know, but I don't know.
You
watch out for those evil gray people.
Yeah, well, evil gray people try to sneak up.
Well, dude, Nintendo Live was awesome. It was. I wish we could have gone, and you know, I told you I would love to go one year. I think it'd be neat to go, like, but maybe not on a year where, you know, their main game they're showing off is Mario Wonder. As much as I'm excited about that game coming out, they did post a video though. Old Charles, he's got hair down to his shoulders now, because I guess now that he's not voicing Mario, he's let himself go a little bit.
Yeah.
But Mr. Miyamoto got on and he talked about how Charles was going to start going around and visiting with people and going to all these live shows.
Imagine your character getting so big that it needs an ambassador.
No joke.
That's wild.
No joke. We need an ambassador.
Yeah.
For the DWG.
Yeah.
Gonna have somebody in like an inflatable dragon outfit,
Just
like,
walking around.
Yeah.
Stuffing people in a well.
That would be awesome.
Are you a supporter?
That's what we should do for Halloween. We should just have our shirts made.
Speaking of which, did you get that email?
Podcasters.
Did you get that email?
About what they want to do for...
Yeah.
Are you going as Ken?
No, I most certainly did not click Barbie on that one.
Yeah.
I actually found it hilarious that somebody suggested being Walmart workers, so I clicked that.
That's awesome.
There was
you just need a blue vest.
I wanted. They also had like a retro games on there.
Really? So I didn't look at the email.
No, they had a lot. Yeah, they had like 10 options, and there was another one that I thought it was hilarious.
Now retro gaming, boy, especially with Castlevania coming out, which the trailer dropped yesterday, like the full trailer.
Trevor Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was Leon? Is it Leon?
No, this one was Simon.
No,
Simon. Simon.
I don't
want
to
be
Simon.
Series.
Simon looks like he don't bathe very much.
Simon had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
I think he favored the he favored a lot that we probably can't talk about on this show.
Favored. What's your favorite?
Yeah, right. So, you know, we talked about Gamescom. Was that last time? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about Gamescom, and some stuff came out yesterday that Nintendo was at Gamescom, like having developers. You know, they were like, "Hey, come in this back room with us."
Yeah. All suspicious, like.
Yeah.
Hey.
What you doing? I got something you need to see.
I got some equipment over here.
And so I heard that they were letting some developers see what the new, you know, for those that can't see, everybody,
air quotes.
My air quotes, this new Switch hardware. And so for those that don't know, the Nintendo Switch, behind closed doors, was shown at Gamescom to developers, which, I mean, you know, if they're fixing to release a new console, where else? Why not hit up Gamescom where Bandai Namco was, and they've got the Tokyo show coming up next. I think it's next week after. So I heard that next week, you know, we got the big Apple event. You know, everybody that likes iPhones, they're getting excited next week. And so I remember this happening last year. I remember Tuesday being the iPhone event, and then Wednesday we had a Nintendo Direct. So maybe Nintendo's going to do a rinse and repeat where Thursday, we might get a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
So I really don't think that they'll show off new hardware this early. But
no, they're just not visiting with.
Yeah, I think they're just going to talk about games and stuff. And but hopefully, if the reports that I saw yesterday were right, we're looking at maybe 12 gigs of RAM. Potential ray tracing, powered by DLSS 3.1, which for those that don't know, DLSS is deep learning super sampling, and it is technology developed by NVIDIA, which, the Tegra chip that's in the Switch now is an NVIDIA chip. And so it would make sense that they were going back to NVIDIA.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what they've done
in
is
cahoots with them.
It leverages deep learning and like AI techniques to upscale lower resolution images. And a patent that they showed from Nintendo was like they were upscaling like a 540p image up to 1080p. So
that's pretty legit, man.
I heard that they were showing off like upscale Breath of the Wild.
Dude.
Like a 4K version of Breath of the Wild.
That's
that would be
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But hopefully, I can't play RPGs on my PS5. I just play Overwatch and Fortnite.
What? Wait, you can't play RPGs on there?
No, but I never finish them.
I
mean, I can play them. They look great, but like I have Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am probably a quarter to half.
Your gaming is changing.
Well, I just like to play it on my Switch. I like to take it. I like to turn my Switch off, and then be able to turn it right back on and play it and not have to worry about, am I going to get the TV today? Because, it's either the kids play on the TV or they're like poking at me, hey, I need you to get off the TV. My Switch is about to die. Like, why didn't you charge it?
Yeah.
That's your fault, right?
That's not my problem, kid. Mm-hmm. Dad's got the TV. Sometimes I got to do that because my kids, man, they hog the TV, which we try not to give them that much, but it's been so hot. Yeah, we can hardly go outside. We stay outside 20 minutes and they're about to have a heat stroke,
beat red and sweat.
So we find stuff to do, but like we're running out of stuff to do for like my child, my daughter, dude. I mean, she's solving puzzles that are like 100 pieces big. Like, I mean, she's 3 years old, but she's like, this morning I was walking out the door, and I was getting ready to give her a hug, and she's like, Dad, she's like, can you turn my TV on? And I'm like, why? I'm like, what? And I was like, no, baby, you don't need the TV on. Just go in the living room and spend some time with your mom. And she looked at me. She goes, well, no. She said, I'm gonna do my puzzle and she has a little desk that she does everything out because she loves to color, right? Yeah. And so she does a whole bunch of stuff right there.
Yeah.
She's like, well, no, I'm gonna do my puzzle. I was like, okay. I was like, you're at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, go do your puzzle.
Look, when I tell my kids that they can't watch TV or whatever when they get up,
I get that TV struggle though.
But yeah, I'm telling you, if we have a 3 or 4 day weekend, I'm like, y'all can't, or we're off for Christmas or whatever. I'm like, you're not getting up and watching TV. So I come in the living room and both boys are sitting in the chair reading.
Yeah, good.
I'm like,
hey, that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Which I mean, that's the thing though. It's like we're struggling to keep up. We bought this big old material book that had like a bunch of my first alphabet, first number. She has finished all of that book.
Flown through it
in a month. She did it all, and I was like, there's like 100 pages in that book, and she's like, did them all.
Yeah.
And so now every day she wakes up and she asks Mom if she can do her lessons. And we're sorry. We don't have material for you to do lessons.
Dude, go down to pre-K and get some books.
That's what. Hey, I legit told her that. I was like, look, let me go talk with pre-K about getting some books. But my thing is, she's gonna get into pre-K. She's gonna be
bored.
She's gonna be bored.
Mm-hmm.
Bored. Which I say that, but I think just the social aspect alone, being able to hang out with people, she's gonna love it. She's gonna love it. But anyways, turning into a family podcast. Soul family.
Well, and that's what I was saying. So I'm excited. I mean, I didn't buy my Final Fantasy, 7 remake. I got it for free through the PlayStation Plus or whatever. Probably a year ago, and so I'm actually looking forward to dropping some coin on it and playing it on Switch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They did say it's like Square apparently had a dev kit. Something slipped out that said that it takes larger cartridges. That the new Switch takes larger cartridges. It is backwards compatible and it has a camera.
Wow,
which is weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, I think they're just at this point they're just kind of. Listen, I don't mind it if it doesn't spike the price, but if it's like it has a camera, and so this is why we're tacking on another $50. I'm like, get mine without a camera because I don't want it.
I have a feeling it's going to be a $400 console. I still think it'd be cheaper, but they were saying with the upscaling and stuff that
I was about to say if they're upping the hardware and stuff, I don't mind paying $400.
Well, I saw where it said something about it was comparable, not apples to apples, but comparable to PS5 graphics.
Man,
yeah. So I'm excited.
Hey, they've been listening to the DWG right there, dude.
Dang right.
Hey, they've been like, Switch 2, write that down.
Yeah, Switch 2. Yeah. Wait. When we get that flip screen,
they're like, wait a minute. Are we coming out with the Switch 2? Well, we are now. Write that down. Hey, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
When are we dropping this?
Hey, yeah.
Listen to the release date. Then we can make our predictions. We're like, hey, that's the date.
That's a good day. We can crank out another Zelda.
These guys are doing all our thinking for us.
Hey, look, you know what?
Hey, Nintendo, I take money.
If I got somebody from Nintendo listening, I'll just take the listen, to be honest with you.
Hey, I'll take a little bit more. Follow me on. No.
Yeah.
Hey, I take PayPal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Venmo. I'll take a job. You got it.
Oh, you know what? So...
Hey, I heard y'all are in the search for a new voice actor. It's me, Mario.
It's a Luigi.
Hey, you got the new Mario Bros out here. Hey, I heard you were trying to make Super Mario Bros. 2. Hey,
you can make him. You can make him country. We can do that. Yeah. It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah.
Hey there. It's me, Mario.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. It's me, Mario. How's it going?
So I know that our buddies on our Discord, one of them was talking about Armored Core. So I'm torn because there's 2 games. Armored Core 6 came out, and I know you've been playing Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Baldur's Gate.
But Armored Core 6, it looks awesome.
I've heard some stuff about it. Is there I've heard that there was just some negativity. I don't know what the negativity is, but I've heard.
We did talk about that. Actually, your brother and I were talking about that before. I think one night him and I were talking before you hopped in. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got in, and you messaged me, and you're like, hey, server? And I got in, and you were muted. And he proceeded to, he's like, yeah, he left. He messaged me, he left. Or he muted his mic or something like that. And I was like, oh, well, that sounds about right.
Oh, I was finishing something. I was finishing because I got in and then I waited for a little bit, and it was probably maybe like 5-10 minutes before you guys got on. And so I started watching a video, and then I got into the video, so I was like, hey, 1 second. Let me finish this video real quick. Mubby.
So he was kind of giving you a hard time about that, but we got to talking about Armored Core, and he said that one of the negative things about it was that people were complaining and like wanting their money back because they're like, I can't even get past the training mission. It's so hard.
It's hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
tell them to stop being a bunch of little wimps.
Well,
get
the thing
get
is,
your gaming
like,
up.
I will say, you know, I bought Bloodborne. I never made it past the first 15 minutes of the game. But I own that. I mean, I paid for that game.
Yeah, it's not the devs' fault that they make a hard game.
You
Yeah,
know, yeah. So I shelved it and I said, this is not for me.
Well, okay, let me retract that statement. I think there's a difference between hard and like I don't want to say broken, but like there's a difference between like a content being difficult and requires you to have like skill and, you know, a tactic about it.
Yeah.
Much rather than like a character that is way too overtuned.
Yeah.
A character that, or a boss that is, you know, just sporadic when it comes to their power, or when it comes to the patterns of their attacks.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a difference between like a boss fight or like a scenario being just made for you to lose.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Much rather than, and you know, because if that's the case, then that is just ridiculous. Like, because clearly most devs can probably make a game that is so hard that we would never be able to play. Right, if they wanted to.
I mean,
but that makes no sense, because then it's not fun, because losing is not fun.
I mean, I lose all the time.
And it's not fun.
It
might be needful at times, but it is not fun.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. Hey,
Ricky Bobby.
I'm the best there is. I'm the fastest.
Ricky, man, I'm trying to find.
Shake and bake.
Okay, so before
it's not a very good.
Well,
go watch that movie.
The thing is, I heard gameplay was solid, and it you know
it looks good. It does look like a.
More power to the developers. You know, if you want to make a hard game,
make a hard game.
You know, we had our you know, that sweaty esports kid that not sweaty physically, like, because I don't think he ever sweat.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever did enough work to sweat.
True. Okay, that's true. That's true.
But boy, it was like a color of a paper plate, man.
Yeah, dude. I ain't never seen somebody. Hey,
I told him, I was like,
hey, he would scare the sheets off a ghost, all right? Hey, I'm telling you,
roasted,
boy.
Oh no, but I'm assuming, I messaged him the other day to see if he was, you know, like pursuing college or anything like that, because I was going to write him a.
You lose him in the sun.
He's sun bleached.
Hey, you talking about hey, that's how he be taking baths.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach, nothing else.
Well, I did message him, because I told him, I said if he wanted to pursue esports, that he needed to that I'd write him a recommendation letter, because, you know, the dude runs circles around me. Well, he did. He literally did ran circles, yeah. And I mean, like, I know they were targeting me.
I will say
targeting
this.
me in that Overwatch game.
I will say this. I think now you are a better player than you were then.
Oh yeah.
I think you've significantly improved.
I hope so.
Compared to, like, because, and that was whenever I was first started playing too.
Yeah,
so
yeah, we got
I thought it was good stuff, because I played for like a month, almost 2 months, and I spammed Ramatra, and I thought it was good. And then I got whooped up on.
Yeah, okay. I tell you what, I am enjoying playing Orisa.
Orisa's strong. Yeah. She's very strong right now.
Yeah, I like playing.
In fact, a lot of people are talking about her needing to get nerfed, because she could just stand there with her Fortify on and just win.
Yeah.
Go
I especially like pushing them off the map with that.
Oh yeah, really it's so satisfying when you push them off, and then you wait like a few seconds, and you hear a and you hear the little slide, the side things that show that you pushed her off.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's good.
That's
some good stuff right there. But
so before we get into this last little segment, I said we were gonna go over this. Man, we only got 5 votes. That stinks. Okay, so I know how many people listened to the last episode. We did get 5 votes.
Hey,
best nuts. Ready?
Yeah.
Cashews.
Let's go. Hey,
there we go. See, we do read your comments.
Hey,
and
That's a dub for the Cashew Nation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We should do another poll this week. What should it be?
Cashews. Favorite. Got copyrighted immediately. Shut down.
There's your first strike. YouTube strike.
YouTube strike right there. Oh, we already said it. Favorite transformation in anime. Right?
Favorite anime transformation.
Yeah. You got listen, and I think if you got to go OG with Super Saiyan 1.
Super Saiyan 1 Gohan,
right. Goku. See, that one's hard because then you're like, do favorite transformation in DBZ.
Yeah, well,
because there's so many legitimately good transformations in DBZ, right? Because even Ultra Instinct, if you go back and you listen to the soundtrack for that, where it's and you even Frieza sitting there off to the side and he's like, this is where, pans to him because I don't know.
Or you look at old Dragon Ball Z and it's
this is where the fun begins, And I was like, shut up, Frieza.
Well, and we're fixing to get strike, another strike. When you see Goku get mad and because Cooler's whooping up on everybody.
Oh,
and it's the old the old audio for it, and it's Deftones. And it's
dude.
I watch you change.
Hey, that whole movie was just and it was such a fast movie. It was an hour long.
It wasn't even that. It was 45 minutes or 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's a really short movie.
Yeah,
and all of it is just nothing but rock music.
Well, and so
he just shows up and just man.
What was the one before that?
The one before
it had the Namekian. Whoa, man.
Slug.
Yeah, Lord Slug.
Lord Slug.
Yeah, that was the same way.
Oh, Sluggy Boy McGee.
That one had a lot of rock music in it. And then I don't think the Android movie did.
Slugmeister. You're talking about Android 13 movie?
Yeah, was it Super Android 13 or just Android?
It's Super Android 13.
Yeah, I don't think that one had any music in it either. No. That was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
that one. That one was really the voice acting was pretty awful though.
Yeah. It was...
They made it a bridge version. Android 13 before he goes big, absorbs everybody.
Yeah.
Spoilers. And becomes Super Android 13. He's going around and he's in his little ball cap. He looks and he has a cut-off vest.
Uh-huh.
It looks like a country, this weird hick.
Oh,
dude.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he's
because he's got the long white hair.
The bridge just makes him sound like super country. And he's like, hey y'all, I'm here to fight in my ball cap. He flicks it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, I'm in a cowboy hat. Man, it's so funny, dude. He's like, yeah. He's like, what is that new transformation? It ain't gonna stop me in my hat.
We'll have to think. We'll have to think of choices. We'll have to think of choices because.
Oh man, it's funny.
Man,
I would just say favorite.
But we have to come up with options because Spotify makes me put options. I have to actually do options. So
yeah,
we come up with that. You can text me later, and we'll hey, maybe we can ask the Discord group, get them part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll actually
favorite.
Vote on it. For those that didn't vote on this, I mean,
hey,
what's up?
Yeah, you don't like cashews? What's up?
You don't like cashews? You don't like other?
Yeah.
We had one vote for other. I want to know the other.
What are the other nuts, bro? If you say grape nut, get off right now. We don't need your listen. I love grape nuts. Yeah, I bet you love. Never mind. Don't say it. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Whatever, dude. I'm sitting up. But listen, you love grape nuts. I bet you love depression too. All right. I'm saying it. Hey, it's been said.
It's been said.
And that's not even. Hey, and it's a serious issue. Depression is a serious thing.
That's right.
And so is lacking grape nuts. If you need a psychiatric evaluation if you lack grape nuts, all right?
Hey, look, I know somebody.
You're like, well, it's healthy. Yeah, it is. It's also sad. Okay? It's also sad. Listen, hey, go outside, start eating things that birds eat, okay?
Yeah, right.
Listen, one time I did that. I'm bitter towards grape nuts, by the way. One time I went to pour me a bowl of cereal. My mom, for whatever reason, was like, I got this new cereal. It's pretty good. Poured me a bowl of grape nut O's, whatever it is, grape nut flakes. Man, poured some milk in there. Yeah. I've never wanted to stab a spoon in my eye socket as much as I wanted to in that moment.
Okay, so that reminds me.
Anyways.
Oh, wow.
Rant over. If you like grape nuts, stop. Stop it. Get some help.
Way off topic here. So, talking about things that
favorite cereal, go.
Yeah,
there it is.
There it is.
Hey, favorite cereal. You already know mine, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Hold it down.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I got a big old bag of Cinnamon Toast Crunch at the house. It's almost gone.
I just finished mine yesterday. Also, RIP headphone users.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Look. So I saw this funny like meme thing the other day, and it reminded me. I had it stored in my photos back from like 2017. That's how old this picture is. And so I'm going through it, and I'm like, so you remember the unicorn drink from Starbucks?
No.
Okay,
I mean, kind of.
So, like
no.
the pumpkin spice lattes, so popular during October,
the fall. Yeah.
So I don't remember when this came out. I just remember seeing it and thinking, what a weird combination of coffee and unicorns. And so I come across this thing. It was probably on Twitter or something. It says, I wonder if somewhere there is a unicorn drinking a human frappuccino.
Oh, my.
I bet it tastes like Netflix and debt.
Death.
Debt.
Oh, debt.
Debt.
Yeah, that's a universal issue. Yeah. And Netflix is definitely a universal issue. Oh, I mean, debt. Yeah, debt is definitely.
Netflix is right there with it.
Hey, Netflix. Yeah.
Netflix is why I'm in debt, because they keep going up.
Hey, we canceled our Netflix. We're done with that. We are done with that.
Really?
Yeah, well, but if Arcane comes back, I might have to.
Well, what about Castlevania? It starts in September. You want to borrow my account?
Hey. I thought they shut that down. Didn't they shut that down?
What, my Netflix account?
No, like your sharing accounts.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they don't know that you're not me, right?
Well, no, like
if
you can't can't connect it to multiple devices like that. It'll like I think it'll send you like a QR or something, or like I don't know.
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is text me and be like, "Oh yeah, approved."
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah. Here's a here's the number combination.
Yeah. So Starlink always says that I'm in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is weird because
it's strange.
I'm way away from Dallas.
A little bit. Yeah. Good ways.
Good ways.
Well,
all right. So, what do you think?
Let's. On the which one to get?
What? No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like.
You want to talk? Do you want to talk about BG3? Or?
Yeah. I will for a little bit. So first off, guys, BG3, Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played a lot of it.
I hear that's somebody's fault, right?
It is my own fault.
Yeah.
For a little bit of it, or for probably, I'm not gonna say 50% of it.
They were dogging you pretty hard the other night about it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, when you get yelled at all day long for 8 hours straight, it kind of takes a toll from you mentally.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I want to go lay down and go to sleep with my wife.
Yeah.
Instead of staying on and
listening to them.
Yeah, listening to whether or not we're down to open this chest.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes Are we gonna open this? I don't know how to open this. What if it's a mimic?
Well, and I mean,
open the chest.
Okay,
no, I'm joking, of course. But.
Y'all had a hard time starting, right? I mean, y'all had to do a little restart, right?
We did. So, man, you're awful for this.
I had to. Hey, look, this is the triggering of Sprites section of the podcast.
Listen, so. We started off.
Reference, you're welcome.
We all got it. Yeah, it's payback for all the mean words I've had against Reference.
Yeah. It is.
But we started, me, Reference, and a couple other of our buddies. We all started a campaign together, and Baldur's Gate 3, and I had this really cool thematic behind my character, and it was very heavily dependent upon me being a man.
Yeah.
Right? So but instead, I played 3 hours, and finally I came to a conversation between a fellow tiefling. I was a tiefling. I walked up to this guy, and he was arguing with like this human guy, and I walk up there, and I'm like, I could see that they're scrapping, and they're yelling at each other, and I could see that it's about to get escalate further than that, right?
Yeah,
they're about to start throwing hands, right?
Yeah.
And so in order to stop, I told the guys, I'm like, look, don't worry, I'm going to lead this conversation. So in Baldur's Gate 3, only one person can lead the conversation at a time.
Right.
So I'm like, I got this. I was like, because I am a tiefling, he's a tiefling, I might be able to use the race card, right? And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, right.
They had at the bottom, there was a tiefling option, right? Because we were the same race. And so I went over there and I was like, hey, man, you need to calm down, da-da-da-da. And whenever I clicked that, he goes, you're right, I need to calm down. Sister. And we're all like, sister, what?
Oh, yeah,
we were losing it. 3 hours. I guess I only changed my body type, but not my gender. And so I was walking around looking like a dude, but I really was a woman. I was a transgender man.
Best transformation. Go.
Hey, you're wrong for that. Hey, that's what I said. I sounded like I was Goku going Super Saiyan. I'll tell you.
Oh boy, I bet Reference.
Boy, best transformation. Hey, how about the one where I click male on my gender? I'm telling you, it was like, and the thing about Baldur's Gate.
I put this section in the podcast.
Hey, you planned this, man. I feel
blindsided.
Hey,
but
they call me Michael Orr.
The triggering part of this, we hadn't done this in a while. So
listen, I triggered myself with this because I was like, I couldn't change it. And I figured out, I started to look at it, which, of course, yesterday I was informed that later on you actually can change it, but I don't know how far along in the game. So.
And you just couldn't bring yourself
to
do that.
Well, and the guys were all fine with it. They're like, hey, we don't mind restarting. And I was like, guys, I don't want you to have to do that. But deep down, I'm like, I really don't want them. Like even though I look like a dude, I don't want to be having conversations with people, and they're like, hey, good on you, sister.
Yeah.
I'm like, that messes up the whole vibe, man. I don't want to be called a sister when I'm a dude,
Well, and not only that, but I mean, they would have rode you the entire time.
Oh my goodness, they would have. Hey, that's just I need to get new friends, I guess.
Hey, you know what?
Nice
we talked
friends.
about that. That's called cyberbullying. They should stop that.
Yeah, I'm being cyberbullied because of my how I identify,
and especially now. I mean,
hey, y'all can all go. That's hate speech.
That is hate speech.
Yeah, that provokes
for
me to
shame.
Violence.
For shame.
Yeah, that's violent to me.
That is.
Yeah, physical harm.
You got your feelings hurt.
I did. I got bitter instead of better. You know what I'm saying? All right, but anyways, yeah. So it was fun. We did not transition. We did transition.
We transitioned back to
backwards. Yeah. We made the right decision.
Yeah.
And so we had to restart the game, go through all of those 3 hours again, and now we're like maybe an hour or two ahead of that. Yesterday we made some more progress, and we left off in a spider's tomb, a spider crypt thing. And they have these phase spiders. We're up against these like glowing neon blue spiders called phase spiders that can literally teleport.
Oh, that's cool.
Like they just blink all over. They're these giant spiders that just blink on the map.
I got a nephew-in-law that if spiders could blink like that, then
Oh my goodness. Well, we stopped.
he'd have a stroke.
And my brother is our rogue, so he's stealthing everywhere, right? And so, like, we're waiting on him, and we can't see the way that it's mapped out. Even though he might be able to push forward and see what is out ahead, we can't go based off of what he's seeing, right? Because that's his character's vision,
Right.
where we can't use that, right? So it's very similar, and Baldur's Gate, obviously is within the D&D universe, right? And so it plays off of a lot of, and there's a lot of changes to make it work mechanically in the game.
You got your virtual dice roll and various,
and which they changed, like you don't have, there's a whole bunch more spells that are offered to you in actual D&D than that's offered to you in Baldur's Gate, and that's just because they had to condense it down. Right? They can't offer all those things because there are some things that are so broken in normal D&D because it goes based off your imagination. Whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's such a vast difference between what you can do mechanically in the game.
But everything's still ground within the
But
D&D,
everything is, the fundamentals and whatnot, and there's still a lot. And there's some really cool changes that they've made, that are just help, expedite the game as well as, just help and being able to do some things. So
do they use this game to kind of like help people? I mean, is this kind of like a what do you call it? An introductory drug to D&D?
I think it can be.
Yeah.
I think if you're willing to look at it that way, because it has a lot of the functions, right, of D&D. So it teaches you a lot about it. But one thing that it takes away that you would need to keep track of is like there's a lot of saving throws that it makes for you. And so a lot of times it goes kind of swept under the rug, right? Because it's checks that you make that the game makes all automatically for you, right? And so, like, for instance, I play a cleric, right? So, I'm a very holy person, right? Or try to be at least. And so my character goes through and say we just got to going through like an old chapel. Right now, as I was doing that, I was trying to figure out what old god these people were worshiping here at this chapel, and nobody else could figure that out. And to me, I got a little bit more out of it because I passed my religion roll. Right.
Okay.
And that's something that it did automatically, where like it starts the dialogue starts rolling through automatically.
Where that would have been something.
Where that
D&D
would have had to been something where he's
of.
like, all right, make a religious. Or a lot of times it's a player led thing that leads to the DM allowing you to roll for it. Okay. Right. So like I would ask, say the DM, I would say, hey, does my character know anything about this tablet, this scroll, this statue? Does my character know anything about that? And he would say, okay, make and he could pick one. Sometimes he'll give you options. He'll say, pick whichever one is the highest from your religion check or your history check.
Right.
Or sometimes he'll just give you one.
Right.
Or sometimes sometimes it won't even be plausible. Like sometimes he won't even give you the option. Right. And that just kind of more often than not, that doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's like, okay, this is something archaic. Like, this is something that like nobody's going to know.
So do you know how long the game is? I mean, so
I've heard it's fairly long.
So are the scenarios the same every time you start?
That is one thing about the game that was kind of made it postponed for us because we want to make sure that everybody is there. And that's the thing. Like the person who hosts the game can actually control all of the characters that are made in the game. So it's like, say for instance, my brother hosts our game, right? So if he has to get on first for all of the rest of us to get on.
Oh, okay.
And so if he gets on, then he can control everybody's character before everybody gets on, right? But so I cannot show up right? Or I could not get on and they could still play. But if he doesn't get on, none of us can play because he owns the game, right? He owns our session, right. So he has to be the one to host it.
Okay, because I was looking here and I was looking and it says, so this is how long to beat, 47 and a half hours for main story.
Yeah.
Completionist could it's about 133 hours. So
it's long, but you got a lot of dialogue. You got a lot of independent. So after, I guess, just thinking about it, eventually there's going to become a point in the game where you're going to literally do every option.
Yeah.
Based off of, but the thing is, you would have to play multiple characters to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And so the scenarios don't change per se. The scenarios might change based off of your response.
Right.
Your
decisions.
So like there was a last night we ended up fighting a bunch of ogres. Right. There were these ogres that at first we started a dialogue, and of course our barbarian. Calling somebody out here, a certain reference.
Is that the guy that misses all the time?
No, that's a certain reference.
Yeah. Hey, doesn't he miss when he swings?
He did sometimes. He did well last night, but he walked.
Didn't he play baseball?
He walked. Yeah.
Did he miss as many swings?
Well, he probably was a dugout princess, but.
Oh!
I don't know if that's a thing, bro. I don't know anything about baseball.
Oh man!
No, I think he played college ball for a little bit. So I think he's actually, I think he's.
So he was decent enough to play college.
Yeah,
ball?
He's goofy, but
or did they feel sorry for him?
Yeah, well, I mean, that ain't a manager. No. Why are we roasting this guy again? And why are you spurring this on? I'm sorry. He walked up and he was just like, I don't think he knew they were in the building. He didn't. It's really not his fault. But he was going around looting stuff, and he stumbled upon these ogres. And the ogres were like, "Hey, what's up?" They're like, "We're gonna eat you down unless you roll well enough."
Yeah.
And so since he's a barbarian, he had like a bonus to like intimidation.
Right.
You had a persuasion, and you could have a couple like options that way. That if he would have done it correctly, or if he would have passed the roll, we would have bypassed combat, and those guys would have let us go, and so it could change the course of the game.
Okay.
Because he didn't succeed the roll, and we had to fight 3 ogres that whooped up on us pretty hard. We won, but we won pretty battered.
So let me ask this: what happens if one of your characters dies?
So the game automatically gives you a bunch of resources to revive somebody. Right? Okay. So like in normal D&D as well, like if your character dies, it's bad, of course.
Yeah.
But there's a few options that you can do in that. You can either just make a new character, right, which sinks, or you can use like a cleric. Most of the time will get revivify, right, which is like if you're dead, like your soul's left your body, you can, and I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe in the comments or whatever, those that know it well, because I haven't played cleric a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting in this, so I'm kind of learning a bunch of stuff. But I think revivify has like a certain time limit on when somebody can get revived, I want to say, or maybe not. I'm not certain on that. But
so when, like you said, you could create a new character, and then the host would invite that person to the party, right? Does it actually have something built in so that character is introduced to the party, or is it just like, hey, there's a new character?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't. So in Baldur's Gate, your character doesn't permanently die.
Okay.
Where like in D&D it would,
yeah.
But in Baldur's Gate, I think there's a way of getting your always getting your character back, and it just goes based off gold. There's a guy that you find early on, like within the first hour after getting out of the tutorials, where he's a lich. right? But I guess he's a friendly lich, which is a little weird. But liches are
weird.
extremely powerful, right? Because they're undead and they can control undead stuff.
Right,
they're, and so he has the ability. He actually has the ability to revive people. But I guess he's also loves money. I don't know. But like or maybe that's the offering that needs to take place. But it's like 200, 300 gold pieces, which is a lot. His name's Withers.
What mythology is it that you have to pay the ferryman?
I think that's Greek.
Yeah.
Because over the river Styx.
Yeah.
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 I think that's Greek mythology because. Yeah.
I just remember it being on like Clash of the Titans or something like that when they go.
Yeah, that would be Greek mythology. Yeah, because it has to deal with like Hades, or like in the game Hades that I've been playing.
Oh yeah.
Right. They'll do that where you'll sometimes pay the ferryman.
Yeah.
You know, when you come back through the river Styx. So. River Styx. But. Anyways, Baldur's Gate's good. It's a fun game. Obviously, it has a lot of not good things in it. I mean, like you can, it has like nudity and stuff. If you're now, I haven't played far enough to like see if there's like it forced on you.
Yeah.
But like this current playthrough, I've seen nothing, and I'm glad of it. Right? You don't have to like, as long as you just wear clothes and whatnot, you're never going to see any of that. Right? But I mean, so
it can be as bad as you want it, or
absolutely
as good as
right. So it's like if you just want to play like, and the reason I'm playing it is because I love D&D. Right?
Yeah,
it's just fun to to play with a party. And go on an adventure, and oftentimes you'll wind up saving the world somehow.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, I just, like, who doesn't want to be a hero?
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless you're a villain. And then you don't want to be a hero. But, yeah, it's good. It's fun. It looks really, really, really fun later on, too. The combat is challenging for the most part. Especially if you don't have
I'm assuming
it is a turn-based game. It goes based off the same rules that D&D have, and that's initiative.
Yeah.
Right, initiative, and everybody at the beginning of combat. Right, and there's a few caveats like surprise rounds and stuff, and that's if say for instance. It doesn't make sense logically if you're looking over a camp of bandits and they have no clue that you're there, and then all of a sudden you guys start attacking immediately. It makes no sense logically for everybody to roll initiative and them roll higher than you because you had a really bad roll, and now they are able to attack you before you're able to attack them, even though thematically you got the jump on them because they had no clue you were there.
Right.
So like, what sense does that make just because they rolled better that they get to attack you before you attack them when you're the one ambushing? So it doesn't make sense, right? So there's surprise rounds and stuff, but other than that, like, initiative goes based off your dex, so it's like how fast you are. You'll get a bonus off that, as well as just roll a d20.
Oh, okay.
And so sometimes you can get really lucky and roll a nat 20 plus your dex modifier, and before you know it, it is technically your dex, but it goes based off of you actually have an initiative modifier that just makes it simpler on your character sheet and real D&D. This one, it just rolls for you really quickly. And so, and mine, I guess, just hates me because I've been at the bottom of the round every time. So it's like I'm the last person to go.
Don't you have that same problem in D&D, though?
Sometimes,
pretty
but
bad luck in
listen,
D&D
the campaign that we've been playing almost 4 years or 4 years now, we left off on like the second final boss. There's 2 more bosses that we have, and the chick that we're fighting right now, she's a succubus. Her name's Helen. Hey, she's my mortal enemy. She's almost killed me like 4 times. And
it almost
and
seems
this time,
like the
I outrolled everybody. I am the top of the round.
DM's got it out for you, maybe.
Well, I will say this: a lot of it is kind of self-inflicted stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's me like wanting to do something thematically, and then, but I was also like a very young player, so I was like, I'll do something cool thematically, and I wasn't expecting that. Not that he was trying to shut down my like backstory moment, but he was just kind of showing me. He's like, hey, and he warned me. He was like, he's like, you're going off alone, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, "You're going off alone, by yourself."
So you had
I was like,
warning.
yeah, no. He asked me twice, and like I did not pick up the social cues whatsoever. I was like, yeah, totally. Riding on this road, Helen pops up, a bunch of other demons pop up. I'm like, what is happening? And so I had this really cool artifact. It's a little bronze griffin totem that you can throw, and I can say a certain word, and it'll transform into like a real life-size griffin that's bronze. And his name's Charlie. And so I throw Charlie out, and the word that I picked was Gryffindor. Yeah. So whenever I throw it, I go, Gryffindor! And Charlie forms, and I jumped on Charlie, got out of there. I legit almost died.
What was the...
it was a close one.
What did you name the brain?
Huh?
The brain.
The brain?
Yeah. The brain.
Oh, on Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't name him anything. That's his actual name. That we're calling him. Yeah, his name's Us.
Oh, I thought you named him Us.
No. That's his name.
Okay.
Like when you click on him, it'll say Us. He's at the very beginning. Okay. He's a tutorial creature.
When I was watching the live stream, I had it pretty small.
You could see at the very top. It'll say like if you click on him, it'll show his health bar, and then it'll show like the name of whatever creature you're clicking on, and his name's Us. Yeah.
R.I.P. Us.
I know. And he survived. He survived the combat, but I guess he died the crash.
He helped y'all.
I know. He killed like 2 imps.
And then
dude, he was doing awesome.
Was it Cloud that kept trying to?
Yeah, he's like, I want to roll for. All right, he said, I want to cast Fireball. And I'm like, quit, leave him alone. He's fighting for us.
Leave us alone, right?
I thought, leave us alone.
Yeah.
Man, R.I.P. Best support we ever had, dude. I'd have traded the Barbarian for him.
Okay, you started that one. Oh, poor reference. Look, hey, man. You know what? If we didn't like him, look, that's my number 1 healer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
That's why I like playing tank now, because
he does good. Surprisingly, I would feel like he would be so much better because his accuracy is really good in shooting games. I felt like that dude would have popped off with DPS, and he does sometimes, but it's like he loves healer, man, and he pops off with it. So I'm like,
well, that's because he's throwing a kunai.
Yeah,
I mean he's got that attack too.
But anyways, that's all I got for DGB, or what is it? BG3, sorry.
BG3.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching some more.
It could be bad, it could be good, depending on,
Yeah.
Depending on, I once again, I think there might be some scenarios that like is forced upon you. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
But it's definitely obviously not for kids. It's not a kid game, regardless, right? Because it's a world that is placed in like a medieval-esque. Or not medieval per se, but it's like
a fantasy,
a fantasy realm that, isn't a kid-friendly fantasy realm. It's like how it would be normally if, we lived in a fantasy universe.
Yeah. Right.
Where, the law is not really governed as much and everybody's cutthroat. So,
well,
it's
guys,
fun. It was go check it out if you of course, if you can afford it, first off, and second off, if you're old enough
to play it. Yeah.
To play it, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about watching some more live stream. Y'all have to let me know when y'all play again. But guys, follow us on Twitter. I think this is about all we got for the day. Remember, Twitter is Dragons W Gaming. I've actually been posting a lot on there, so go follow us. Dragons Will Gaming on Facebook and Instagram. I will post best cereal in the poll for this week, and we'll get your answers and talk about them next time. So if you have any comments, questions, anything, prayer requests, we're always up for that. And
absolutely,
we'll give you a shout out if you post a comment or help us out or whatever. So now that Sprites have been blessed with Starlink, maybe we're gonna move a little bit of video. We talked about maybe getting all the guys from the Discord in and maybe doing like a full on, maybe even full on podcast with everybody. And If we hadn't even talked,
we might even be able to record that footage.
Oh, yeah.
Of us,
Yeah.
Just start posting it.
Yeah, we hadn't even talked to them about it, but I mean, we're trying to add them, and we ain't even started.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's also a fair point.
I mean, you're gonna have to do it anyways. I mean, because in all honesty, I guess we could just click record in Discord and record the conversation.
Oh my, that would be. Listen, there are times where I feel like we have to edit out things just within our podcast.
Well, we do.
That would be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we stayed pretty well.
It was good.
Grounded this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last time was a little went a little far, I think. But well, guys, if y'all need anything
nutty.
or whatever, just send us a message. Send us DM us on Twitter or something. But we'll let Sprites close us out in prayer.
We need some prayer right now.
Yeah, bow your heads if you're not driving.
Absolutely.
If you are,
just let's go to the Lord, y'all. Father God, thank you so much for today, and Lord, we thank you once again. Another great podcast. God, we ask that you just bless it. We ask that you just continue to bless our efforts and helping us to grow, if it be your will. And Lord, help us to be able to reach those that are in need of just hearing a good, clean, family-friendly content, as well as maybe some gaming news, maybe being or allowing us to be that source of faith to others. And Lord, we ask that you just continue to use us in a mighty way. Lord, we love you and we thank you, and we ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Guys, we appreciate y'all listening. We thank y'all, and we hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.
Peace out.